This is my hobby, the greatest hobby. Hey everyone, Hobbyist here, and we are back at it again with our Talisman character exploration guide. Now, previously we have covered the Ancient Oak and his versatility and strength in psychic combat. And we are about near the halfway point of the Woodland characters. So let's go ahead and get on to that next character. So the next character that we're going to be covering is a sagely master of leylines, able to use these mystic rivers of magic to carry himself to far corners of the land in an instant. Indeed, we are in reference to the Leywalker. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Leywalker's character card. As we can see here, strength of 1 is not really good at all. However, look at that high craft of 5. And then as we get further down the character card, we can see this tree logo near his puddle. Now, any cards or alternate endings that you may not be interested in, if you're trying to separate the woodlands from the rest of your Talisman adventurers, then that tree logo is definitely something to look for. And it just helps make things easier for separation's sake. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. But moving forward with the rest of the Leywalker's stats, we can see that he's got a fate of 3, a life of 4, he is a neutral character, and he starts at the portal of power. Interestingly enough, the Leywalker is the only character in Talisman who starts at the portal of power, and because he has a fate value of 3 versus the 2 that both the Ancient Oak and the Totem Warrior possess, that means that he can only either be lightbound or darkbound. And if you remember from our Woodland Expansion talk, we mentioned how both being lightbound and darkbound has its own set of pros and cons, especially inside of the Woodlands corner. Because depending on which alignment that you commit to when you first decide to play as a Leywalker, is going to determine how easy or how difficult it is going to be to get through the woodlands. And as we can see from our position standpoint, we got a bit of a ways to go before we can get to the woodlands off to the right, because we'd have to come out of the middle region and make our way over to the woodlands. And as we can see with the rest of his card, he's got himself 5 character abilities. So let's go ahead and go over this first one. You begin the game with 3 portal tokens on your character card. As I mentioned in previous character explorations for the past 2 woodland characters, and just for the woodland characters in general, each one is going to have their own set of tokens that play specific benefits on their part. So, this is a portal token. Now, it is double-sided, but to the best of my knowledge, this hasn't played any role in regards to any other particular abilities, because the Ancient Oak's growth tokens do play a role on both of their sides. But with a Leywalker, I haven't found this to be the case. I could be wrong, and if I am, please do let me know down in the comments below. But other than that, I really don't think that it plays any other significant role. So, here are our 3 portal tokens. We got them on our character card, just like the beginning benefits are. So, what exactly can we do with these portal tokens with a Leywalker? Well, the way that they work is that, first things first, whenever a character not in a region casts a spell, you may place 1 portal token from your character card onto a space. Now, it did say any character. It said a character. It didn't specify whenever your opponent or something like that. So, if I decide to cast a spell on the Portal of Power, I then can have the opportunity to place a portal token right on my space. Okay, we've got these portal tokens, but we've only got 3 of them. So why would we want to start placing portal tokens on spaces in general? Now, if you remember from our previous explorations, we've kind of noticed a recurring pattern of the fact that there are a lot of spellcasters inside the Talisman. So, placing these portals could prove fruitful in this particular way. Instead of your normal move, you may teleport to any space with one of your portal tokens, and then after moving, return that portal token to your character card. Okay, so essentially this is broken teleportation that we've got going here. Literally anywhere inside of the middle region, the outer region, any of the corners, especially if you want to get a straight shot inside of the woodlands, if you are able to line it up right, you could essentially just teleport straight to the Meeting of Destiny space, find the right path card that can easily benefit you, turn in whatever you need to, or defeat any bosses that you need to, claim a destiny, and teleport wherever it says that you need to go from there. Honestly, being able to teleport, it honestly even succeeds even the Leprechaun's ability to teleport, because his requires 6 in order to teleport, but it's only region-based. With Leywalker, it can literally be anywhere that he wants to. So, honestly, it's just a very scary sight when it comes to the Leywalker, and he's been a character that I more so played with, and honestly, I've never shot up the ladder in a way to where it almost feels cheap to do, but it is what it is when it comes to the Leywalker's abilities. So you're able to replenish these tokens and give yourself 3 shots in order to teleport to various locations, depending on whether you want to be going to the Warlock's quests, whether you want to be visiting either the city, the chapel, the village, or the tavern. Maybe you, like I said, maybe you want to teleport straight to the Meeting with Destiny space because you can resolve a path card super easily. Or just any other particular areas to where you might be wanting to be teleporting to specific locations in order to give yourself loot and all that sort of thing. So, this next character ability, and honestly the one after this one, kind of plays a role into more so how potent a Leywalker can actually be. So this next ability says, whenever you land on the runes and or on a space with one of your portal tokens, you may gain 1 spell if your craft allows. Now, there are 2 rune spaces, 3 if you're counting the one that's on this other side here, that are in total inside of the middle region. So, essentially, being able to land in these spaces and taking notice of the fact that the Leywalker is a craft of 5, we already know that he can carry 2 spells just by landing on these areas. Or, if he decides to come back to any of the spaces that these portal tokens have been, then he can start gaining spells. So, he too, in essence, can be a spell cycler as well. He's constantly visiting the rune spaces, if he's landing on his portal tokens during his movement, and that is definitely something to be good for his benefit. Because, like I've said, with multiple characters multiple times, being a spell cycler can be very, very dangerous, especially against characters who specialize in strength, because you can have spells that help you, spells that sabotage other players, and all that sort of thing. But, with the Leywalker, spells play 1 additional ability, on top of just being spells, which is when you are about to engage in battle, you may discard a spell to use your craft instead of your strength during that battle. As we can tell here, the Leywalker doesn't have really good strength at all. So characters like the Ancient Oak, the Totem Warrior, or any other strength-based characters are going to significantly have an advantage over the Leywalker in this regard. But the fact that the Leywalker has higher craft, in fact, I want to say he has the highest craft out of the Woodland characters, then being able to discard spells that you either don't use or aren't very useful to you can essentially enable you to use psychic combat. But it's not really psychic combat. It's being able to say that your 5 craft has been converted to your 5 strength. So you give yourself a bit of protection there. But overall, what do I think of the Leywalker as far as his abilities go? I think if you're using your portal tokens selectively, he can be incredibly dangerous just with the wide range of teleportation and the areas that he can go to. That honestly, it can be quite scary. But also a lot of fun as well. So yeah, this encompasses the Leywalker, and I will see you guys in the next one.